What's going on, my dudes? Welcome in, take a seat and get comfortable. Hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic today. Just going to move that way a little bit. So, on today's video, we're going to be checking out the brand new song called The Abyss by a band called Confront the Elders. So I am very, very much familiar with this band. Let me just get my notes up here, aka Spotify. I've been listening to these guys for quite some time now. Let me just make sure I get this right. Yes, so I can't remember exactly what the first song I heard by these guys was. It possibly could have been Fake Humans, but anyway. So I listened to their EP, which was released in May 15th, 2020, called Reflections. Fucking loved it. One thing I'll say as well is that an issue that I have in this line of, in this line of work, it doesn't really feel like work, but bear with me. One problem I have is that there's so much good music being released. It's hard to keep up with that. It's hard to keep up with that. It's also, it's hard to kind of like go back and listen to like earlier stuff, because I've been trying to listen to as much black metal as I can to try and actually figure out exactly what black and deathcore, black and death metal actually is. Also doing research on bands, and then also keeping up with bands that I'm already familiar with, trying to keep myself familiar with them. So the reason I say that is because it actually been a little while since I went back and listened to the rest of the stuff that Confront the Elders had actually have actually released, and I'm so glad I did. Reflections is just such a fucking good album. It's just so punishingly heavy in places. It's just, oh my god, yeah. And it's also just straight deathcore, and that's relevant to what I'm about to say. So I loved all that shit, and then I did a reaction video to their track Diabolist. I think that's how you say that. Which features an absolutely kind of reality shattering breakdown with some of the just an absolutely filthy example of sounds almost pig squealy kind of. It just, I can't. That was the worst representation ever, but it kind of switches. Oh, it's towards the end. You'll know it when you hear it. Please go and listen to all that shit. Fucking fantastic. It's so fucking relentlessly heavy. Really, really enjoyed it. Then I checked out their track Blood Moon. Did a reaction video to that as well. If you want to see any of these reaction videos, just check my YouTube. I've got a lot of them. I listened to the track, checked out the track Blood Moon, which I also really loved. They've as many deathcore bands have started to do. These guys really started to filter out the breakdown, the core side of things, and really started to embrace the blackened side of things. So the guitars are very like, they've got that kind of I don't quite know what you would call it, that traditional black metal sound. You know exactly what. I don't have to explain the actual technical terms. You guys know what I mean. And the less breakdowns, but still keeping the like, harsher, the kind of deathcore vocals going. The heaviness is coming across more. Excuse me, I'm quite under the weather. You have to bear with me. The heaviness is done more with kind of like grooves and slightly slower sections, but not kind of like, your kind of traditional, old school deathcore breakdowns. And then there's also some cellos and violins and all that type of stuff mixed in as well, and the atmosphere's there. So really, there's a lot of deathcore bands that are really starting to embrace that. So because sometimes black and deathcore, it's like, oh, you've got some violins in the intro, and then it's just straight deathcore. It's like, oh, that's black and deathcore. Well, okay, fair enough. That's a conversation for another time. But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed the shit out of the Noose, the kind of evolution of their sound, and that brings us on to the present day. So without too much more rambling, let's go. The Abyss, Confront the Elders. Let's go. See what these guys have got. Speaking of filthy, oof, fucking hell. Oh my god. What? Okay. Confront the Elders, The Abyss. Fucking hell, that was good. Oh my lord. So, first of all, that intro scared the shit out of me. I think I'm going to have to go and change my underwear. That was just, I mean, can you just straight in. That was pretty fucking, that was pretty, well, it had that kind of like windy style, like, yeah, kind of like intro, and then just like boom, straight in with the, as you can hear, very, very black metal inspired fast sections. I mean, there isn't really anything there that you could kind of call like death metal. There was no kind of like slidey riff type stuff. It was all very, very black metal. But also heavier than Blood Moon, much heavier than Blood Moon, but not. I don't know if this actually makes any sense, but the guitars during the breakdown or the groove or what, and actually it was a breakdown. They had a kind of very heavily digitalized sound to them. They did. I don't. Maybe I'm not describing that very well, but the kind of really worked. It really worked. It was quite unusual to hear it in a song that's got like so heavily inspired by black metal, but it really worked. It was quite unexpected. The vocalist, he's so underrated, man. He's crazy good vocals. I mean, like just everything, just the range. Of course, it was complemented by a really good mix, but just the range of stuff and just the speed and the flow and the delivery, and just really good. Same with the guitar work was amazing. I loved that guitar solo. It was so fucking good. Again, very black metal. Had that kind of kind of that creepy kind of otherworldly lost in the forest type. Just what can I say? I'm just going to keep saying the same thing. It was just very black metal. It just took the best parts of black metal and it mixed it in with deathcore. It was fucking fantastic. That drummer is a fucking octopus. I'm not joking. It's some inhuman drumming. And actually, I don't even care if it's I don't care if it's programmed. The person who programmed it is a fucking absolute wizard. And if it's like an actual drummer, he's a fucking, just like I said, an absolute octopus. It really makes no difference to me at all whether it's programmed or not. It just depends on how it sounds. And regardless, it sounded fucking fantastic. There was some sections that had, and I mean this in the best possible way, but they had a slightly, I would almost say messy quality to them that gave it this really kind of raw feeling, where the guitars would change and then the drums would change and then the vocals would change, but there was kind of like they weren't exactly moving like that. They were kind of jumping in on each other, so it was kind of like a free-for-all, which I thought worked really, really well. It gave it a kind of, a very raw feeling. A very, very raw feeling. And then you had that, again, I'm probably describing this wrong, but you had that was a lot heavier than their last release. That was the heaviest they've sounded for a while, in my opinion. But you had that kind of, that very, almost djinty vibe guitar there. Not so much in the rhythm, but just in how the guitar actually sounded. Fantastic. Fucking fantastic stuff from Confront the Elders. I mean, they've come a long way in such a short space of time. If you go and listen to their, let me actually make sure I get the name of that right. But if you go listen to that and Blood Moon, and then go back and listen to Reflections, the jump in. That's what I was going to say. That EP Reflections, it had a lot more melodic elements to it, like a lot more kind of uplifting melodic sections. They've kind of got away from that and they've went more blackened. But the jump in production and ability and just the overall the kind of just what could you call it, the maturity in their sound that they've managed to do in such a short space of time is really remarkable. It's really, really fucking cool. A lot of bands find a style and then they stick to it, but these guys are really, really progressing so quickly. It'll be very interesting to hear what these guys sound like, and even 1, maybe 2 years time, who knows what these guys are going to be making. But yeah, just that's how you do black and deathcore. Basically, that is how you do it. That is the most cult, church burning, Christian hating, black and deathcore I have heard recently. It's right up there with Warm Shepherd in terms of just crusty corpse paint blackness, but also keeping the heavy and keeping the vocals, the harsh vocals as well. Fucking outstanding stuff from Confront the Elders. So as per usual, my dudes, links to the band's social medias and everything else will be down below. As I always say on all these videos, please remember to click on all the links, and any way you can support, turn the bell for notifications, share the YouTube, share the video lyric video that we just watched. One more thing I'll say as well is that I think it was the lettering that they did on that lyric video, but that really, really stood out as well. It was very, very different from other lyric videos. Fucking 10 out of 10 for that as well. Leave a comment, go and drop a comment on their Instagram, drop a comment on the Facebook, drop a comment, just engage with these guys as much as you can, because we want to encourage these dudes to keep making music, and I cannot fucking wait to hear what these guys have got in store next, because that was so impressive. So one more time, Confront the Elders, The Abyss, fucking fantastic stuff, loved every second of it. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you guys all on the next one. Later.